All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a classic Indian folktale. And this one poses a really profound philosophical question, a question about knowing what's coming. So here's the big question. Is knowing the future a blessing or a curse? We're going to explore this very idea through the story of a man whose, well, his unique gift brought him both incredible fortune and absolute ruin. So our story kicks off in the kingdom of a pretty just ruler, King Vikram. And a thief, a guy named Ram Lal, is brought before the court. He's been caught red-handed. But here's where it gets interesting. Ram Lal doesn't deny it. He admits to the theft, but he says he was desperate. He claims it's because of this really strange, special quality he has that makes it impossible for him to get a job. So what is this quality? Well, Ram Lal has prophetic dreams. Once every full moon, he dreams about someone's future, and that dream always comes true. But here's the catch. When he warns people about something bad that's coming and it happens, they don't thank him. Nope, they call him a jinx, a bringer of bad luck, and they want nothing to do with him. And that is the core of his problem, right? The paradox. His gift is also his curse. It's a classic case of don't shoot the messenger, but that's exactly what everyone does. This amazing ability to see the future has turned him into a total outcast, and his family is literally starving because of it. But King Vikram, he's a wise ruler. And he's intrigued. Where everyone else sees a curse, he sees an opportunity. He decides he's going to give Ram Lal a job right after he serves his time for the theft. Just before they lead him away to prison, though, Ram Lal stops. He tells the king about an urgent dream he just had. He says, Maharaja Saumitra is about to attack your kingdom. Now, this is a big deal because Saumitra is supposed to be a friend and ally. And just as you'd expect, the king is pretty skeptical. I mean, come on. He's about to wave it off as nonsense. But at that exact moment, a scout bursts into the court, completely out of breath, and confirms it. An invasion from Sumitra's army is on its way. The prophecy came true. Okay, so the king is blown away. And grateful, obviously. He immediately pardons Ram Lal. No prison time. But he does more than that. He hires him on the spot as the chief doorman. Just like that, Ram Lal's curse becomes an official asset to the state. The thief is now a royal servant. All right, so some time passes, Ram Lal's on duty, and it's another full moon. And you know what that means. He has another dream. And this one is a bombshell. He dreams that General Karan Singh, the king's most trusted general, is a traitor, conspiring with the enemy. So Ram Lal tells the king all the details from his dream. There's an enemy spy hiding out in an old palace, waiting to meet the general. The king sends his soldiers, they raid the palace, and boom, they find the spy exactly where Ram Lal said he'd be. The traitor is caught, and the kingdom is saved yet again. So at this point, Ram Lal is a full-blown hero, right? His gift has saved the kingdom not once, but twice. But, with each prophecy, the stakes just keep getting higher. And this is where the story starts to take a really dark turn. So, of course, another prophecy comes. Ram Lal warns the king, you're going to be attacked by bandits on your next hunt, and all your soldiers, they're going to be killed. But the king, maybe he's feeling a little overconfident after all these wins. He basically shrugs it off and decides to go hunting anyway. And wouldn't you know it, the dream comes true. The bandits attack, capture the king, and they plan to use him as a human sacrifice. But they notice his finger is cut and bleeding. Why? Because just before the king left, Ram Lal, in a moment of desperation, quickly cut the king's finger with a knife. And the bandits have a rule. You can't sacrifice someone who's injured or incomplete. So they let him go. That tiny, strange act from Ram Lal saved the king's life. So let's recap. We've gone from stopping an attack to catching a traitor to literally saving the king's life. Ram Lal has been right every single time. But this string of incredible successes is about to lead directly to something tragic, something unavoidable. See, Ram Lal had another dream, this time about the king's minister. He told the man he would die of a heart attack in exactly 10 days. But here's the thing, the prophecy itself became the weapon. The minister was so utterly terrified, so consumed by the dread of his own fate, that the sheer fear gave him a fatal heart attack. He died long before the 10 days were up. Knowing his future is what killed him. And this death, this forces the king to finally confront what Ram Lal's gift really is. It's a power that can save, for sure, but it's also a power that can destroy, and now he has to make an impossible decision. So the king calls for Ram Lal, And first, he thanks him. He says, "You saved my life," and he rewards him with a massive fortune, gold, jewels, the whole shebang. And then, in the very next breath, he banishes him, tells them he has to leave the kingdom and never come back. And why? Well, the king explains it with this really powerful idea. He says, it is better not to know a future that makes it difficult for a person to live. He argues that knowing what's coming, good or bad, just makes life unbearable. It completely messes with the natural order of things. And let's be really clear here. The king isn't blaming Ramlal. He doesn't see him as a bad guy. He just sees him as the carrier of a power that is way too dangerous for people to be around. Because the prophecy didn't just kill the minister. The shock of his death also killed his wife. Ramlal's gift had now taken 2 lives. It had become a lethal weapon. And that leaves us right back where we started, with a really tough question. Was King Vikram's decision just? I mean, was he right to banish the very one who saved his life and his kingdom? It really makes you think about that balance, the balance between knowing what's coming and the fundamental human need to just live your life without the crushing weight of a known destiny.